Oh, that's weird. It's like, almost like candy. Like sour candy, but not in a good way. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so acidulated malt is basically, this is malt that they let lactobacillus, lactobacteria make the outside sour, and then it drops the pH of your mash without adding acid. But that's why it's called acidulated malt.
Don't do acid, kids.
Oh, look at that. Fucking the key came. What I did there?
Get all that dusty big dusters.
What time is it? Time to drink a beer. Yeah. Look at that baby beer. So adorable. Oh, I want to name it Jeffrey. The reason we're called Bentgate is because we use carabiners for everything. This is our sling with a bite, you know, the custom sling with a bite. We'll be selling these on Amazon. No, we won't.
Almost at strike temperature, weighing out the salts. Really what these salts are doing is helping us kind of let those hops pop in this IPA. Sweet. Out. Yep, so we're about at strike temperature, and we are going to fill this thing to the max. In fact, we are not able to even put in all of the water that we need in the beginning because it would literally overflow. So we will see how that goes. Let's get the temperature probe ready. Put this somewhere awkward. There we go. Looks like we've hit strike temperature. I'm gonna put it back on pump.
Change heater control to mash.
Heater control to mash, which doesn't let us burn things, and
we start scooping.
Start scooping. This not a really good way to do this with yet.
Not with this big of a grain.
Gonna add a bit of rice hulls so we don't get a stuck mash in a very awkwardly ripped bag. Yeah. So much strength.
This is for flowability and flowbins control. Flowbin control.
That's good.
The man paddle.
Man paddle.
Coming this fall, man paddle.
Volume's looking.
It's gonna be right at the limit. Worst case scenario is we'll pull some water with the siphon.
We're hitting the overflow.
That's fine. Basically, the Brewtools app telling me how much we could do it, so we'll find out. I think it's gonna be right at it.
I would hope their documentation.
Yeah, I didn't change any settings, so we'll find out. On this episode of Oops. Maybe let's just be safe and pull some water out.
It would make me more comfortable.
Because it's like right at the edge.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, what was that?
Talk about the all-time backfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
We definitely, if you see here, we are maxing out the B150, and we even had to remove 5 liters of water because Brewtools told us
Otherwise.
Yeah, Brewtools likes to play with fire, we're learning. That risky Brewtools. I mean, not Brewtools, Brewfather. Brewfather likes to play with fire. And we don't like to play with fire.
No.
insert the mash probe, and then we're gonna start our mash timer. Yeah, can you figure it out? There we go. 60-minute mash, and then I'm also gonna start adding enzymes to this water to aid us in this ridiculous load. This is the Optimash, so this is a mash stable enzyme. And then we also have Visco Buster, which kind of breaks up those gumballs and allows for the enzymes to get everywhere we want it. Are they completely necessary? No. Are they convenient and aid in consistency? Yes. 15 milliliters. Yeah, this is the hurry up and wait part. Now we wait for this thing to mash. It looks so tasty. It's like a cereal.
A giant pot of oatmeal.
A giant pot of oatmeal, exactly. It'll feed many a mouths with alcohol. All right. Soon we'll start
Doing things.
What are we gonna start? Oh yeah, soon we'll start circulating. Where am I? What's going on?
Circulate.
And then we'll circulate so that way all of the enzymes and things like that flow around and hopefully help us with our conversion. So we're trying to brew a bigger beer. So we're definitely, by bigger I mean higher alcohol. So we're definitely on the limit of this system and we're learning. We've learned not to put too much water because you have to pull it out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you always have a siphon. The most useful tool in a brewery. Maybe not the most, but definitely very useful. Alright, yeah, our pH is a bit higher than I was hoping for, but we'll adjust on the next batch. We should still be in the range. We are in the range for enzymes to work.
Like Donkey Kong.
Alright, so we're hooking up now the sparge water and heating up our mash. So we're going to heat it up to 75. This helps both with the lowering the viscosity so that the sugar water basically drains easier and then we're able to rinse it easier. So it's another hurry up and wait situation. And we're also recirculating the mash as well. And this helps clarify the water as well as makes the temperature homogeneous. So you can still see that our actual probe temperature is still not caught up yet with our tank temperature and our pump temperature. Look at that. When you have climbers doing things. We are now going to pull this, which is probably a lot of kilos. And I'll stabilize you.
Yep.
God, that's so much weight.
Luckily, it's right on that beam here.
Yeah.
Then, I mean,
This
will
can-
hold all of us.
Yeah,
but-
this could hold a car. Almost at latch. A little bit higher. 2, 3. Got that one on the back? Nope, a little bit higher. There we go. Cool. Yeah, lower it on the latch a bit. You got it? Boom.
Just give it ample support.
Yeah, we have latched.
I don't trust those little things.
No, if that fell and splashed, that would be a bad day. Oh. So I'm going to open this valve here. Then we're going to...
Give it a little, lead it
Woo!
till it squirts.
You squirted me!
I squirted all over Dane.
And then we're going to cut off to the tank. I'm going to start the pump. Woo! Don't need to do it that much. Yeah, who needs like a a pro mist filter when you could shoot in a brewery.
Yeah.
So now we dumping back in
5 liters.
the 5 liters we pulled out because we had too much water in the beginning, this will cool it down a bit. Hopefully this isn't a big mess.
Beautiful.
All right, that's done. This can get out of my face. I want to clean it. See, it's just so satisfying.
Oh, there's a line there.
Hey! And then you can butt there.
Yep. Now?
Yeah, butt it.
Butted. Wait.
So now we let it drain a bit, and then next we'll slide this heavy thing over into this bucket here, which has a bit of powder and leftover sugars. The reason we add dextrose instead of getting it from the grain is, as you can see, we really filled this as far as we can go. So if we want higher alcohol content beer, we either need to produce less volume or substitute with dextrose. And one of the nice things if we substitute with dextrose is it also almost 100% fermentability, or in theory 100% fermentability. So it also allows for a higher ABV beer that also finishes to a lower gravity. So it's more on the dry side, which is usually how I prefer my beers. Capping it. It's always good to cap these ends because
You never know.
all it takes is one accidental wrong turn and you dump 130 liters of
hot, sticky gooey liquid everywhere.
That would be no good. Oh, that easily clears. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Just let it slide. Okay. Now let's
A little more further.
be good.
There.
All right.
You stable? I'll just.
Yep. Lower it slowly. You got it?
Yep.
I think right there is good. And then we could slide the whole thing over. Out of our way. Look at that. On that rail system. Beautiful. And let's just keep it there.
Yep. And just rope management.
Some rope. Exactly.
Multi-pitch rope management. Sup? Oh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It'll splash.
Add it slowly. Whoop. Whoop. All right. Probably before we put the steam hat on, we should add the dextrose because it's a bitch to do it with the steam hat. True. We learned that the hard way last time.
Pure Colombian.
That looks like drugs.
He said pure Colombian. As he started.
Come on in. The water's fine.
One, 2, 3.
Woo! All right, slide it over. Nice, lower it. That way we can collect all our precious sugar water. So in here, we have our sugar water.
1, 2, 3. Huzzah! 135.
Wow, right on the dot. Hooking up our steam hat. So that prevents our brewery from becoming more of a sauna than it already is, but it's already a sauna. Definitely need a higher power fan. Excellente. Should go straight on. Clickaroo.
Clickaroonies.
All right, what we're doing now is we are waiting for this to get to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, we're gonna start our timer for 30 minutes. We're only doing a 30-minute boil because we're not doing any 60-minute additions. Now we're moving this out because it is in way.
Ah, yeah. Lift with the legs. Some good technique. One of the fun parts of doing a brew day in Norway is shoveling during the brew day. Luckily, Colin's downstairs taking care of the brew while I'm out shoveling snow, or should I say, blowing snow. Our whirlpool temperature will be 80 degrees, and we're using that so that way from the hops, we're getting more of the fruity notes and almost none of the bitter notes. So we want this beer to be almost no bitterness and very fruity flavors. It's going into our heat exchanger at this temperature and coming out at this temperature. But what we want is our tank temperature to be our whirlpool temperature at 80 degrees. So we cool. Stop the pump here. And then turn the valve so that way now we're gonna circulate and whirlpool and spin around our hops. And then this will rise in time, but we'll add our hops. Add them up, man. In our whirlpool for 15 minutes. Start our timer. The last step that we'll do before finishing up our brew day is we will transfer the wort, which is now cooled, to the fermenter. And then on the way, it will get oxygenated using oxygen that we have right here. Turbo oxygen, 20% more speed. And then after we do that, the next step is we will pitch the yeast and also add our yeast nutrient. I like to add that to the yeast as I'm pitching it. And then we wait 2 weeks and more importantly, we clean. And then we'll start this one too. And then we add the oxygen.
Like barely crack.
Yep, exactly. So now we see bubbles. For our nutrient, we are going to add ferment K. And this gives the yeast everything it needs for a healthy, happy fermentation, and also reduces the chance of off flavors. So it's quite important.
And this will convert the sugars into a great nectar called beer. And now I will pass the Erlenmeyer flask to the doctor.
Excellent. Now we dump in the yeast. All right, and then the final step to figure out our alcohol content. You need to know the sugar before and after, so we are taking our original gravity reading. It's also good because it'll give us a nice taste as well. Ah, it smells really good. Ooh. Maybe I'll do a little taste. Good. No, not too much of a bitter bite, which we're looking for, and super fruity. So now, $10.67. This should get us to, yeah, higher than 7%. So it'll be like 7.3 to 7.6%. Which is what you want for this type of beer, because then you're able to get the hop oils and more things soluble in that higher alcohol, which is why you have double IPAs tasting so delicious. All right, the brew day is now
officially over.
That does it for this video.
That's how you make fucking beer.
And that's all I got. Subscribe or don't, or do. Probably should.
Push buttons on your computer.
We'll have the button here. Can we have it in the middle?
Boo.
Subscribe.